Are there any private member statements?
Mr. Acting.
I call the member for Wollondilly.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. I rise today to inform the House of an event I attended last Saturday evening, which was hosted by that great school, Wollondilly Anglican College, Tarmore, namely their annual musical. This year's musical was the great classic Bye Bye Birdie. My wife Belinda and I thoroughly enjoyed the musical, which had the whole school involved. We were equally impressed with the performances, the backstage crew's professionalism, front of house hospitality, the hard work that went into the lighting and the costumes, the great music by the school's band, of which I must admit sounded like the original soundtrack. Briefly, Bye Bye Birdie is about the biggest rock star, Conrad Birdie, to be drafted to the army, which upset thousands of his teenage fans. Another person not happy about Conrad's draft is his struggling songwriter and manager Albert Peterson, a mama's boy of a man who was finally going to hit the big time when one of his songs was going to feature in one of his movies. Albert's fiancée Rosie de Leon pitches an idea to Birdie to have Birdie appear on Ed Sutherland's show kissing one of his fans as a symbolic kiss goodbye to his fans while he sings a yet-to-be-written song by Albert to be called One Last Kiss. Mr. Acting Speaker, Rosie is hoping that this move will bring financial security to Albert, will then be able to support his mother May Peterson, who wanted Albert to go into show business instead of his want to become a school teacher and marry her. The fan chosen is Kim McAvee of Sweet Apple, Ohio. Up until being chosen as the recipient of Birdie's kiss, Kim's sole focus in life was being what they called in those days pinned by her boyfriend Hugo Peabody. Birdie's presence in Sweet Apple brings up many issues which may thwart Rosie and Albert's plans, including a jealous Hugo, an exasperated Harry McAvee, who is Kim's father, a punch-up on the Ed Sullivan show, to name but a few. In the end, everything works out well and Albert and Rosie get married and Conrad escapes the mass crowds by departing in a dress. Wollondilly Anglican's college version also threw up a surprise twist from the original and was well incorporated in the script. Mr. Acting Speaker, in 1963 there was a Dick Van Dyke production, and in 1995 there was a Jason Alexander version from Seinfeld, but I can say with complete confidence that in 2011 saw the Jacob Fleming version, a Year 11 student from the school who told me before the show that he wanted to pursue a career in show business. With such talents such as Jacob's, I know that he'll succeed in his endeavours. The main characters were played by Tammy Nelson, who played Rosie Alvarez, Bryony Roldens, who played Conrad Birdie, Genevieve Wood, who played Kim McAvee, and Catherine Clark, who played Albert Peterson's mother. These talented young actors were an absolute delight to watch on stage, and it really bodes well for the type of talent and quality of teaching staff at Wollondilly Anglican School. Mr. Acting Speaker, I would like to personally thank School Headmaster Dr. Stuart Quarmby for his invitation and making Belinda and I feel welcome. Mr. Simon Denley, who was the Creative Arts Coordinator and Conductor, Belinda Taylor, the Backdrops Coordinator, Mrs. Sarah Talbot, who was the Artistic and Music Director, Mrs. Christy Lee Ferris, who was the choreographer, together with Samantha Paul and Brendan Hay. Mr. Acting Speaker, such great performances such as the one I witnessed on the weekend is the culmination of hard work and dedication by many, and in particular I'd like to acknowledge the cast and crew, and I'll read out some names. Emily Barker, Angela Bates, Josephine Borch, Maureen Broacher, Hannah Buick, Sarah Butt, Emily Clark, Catherine Clark, Daisy Cooper, Brady Cooper, Amy Cox, Maxine Croft, Alexander Denley, Dominique DiStefano, Emily Egan, Catherine Flanagan, Jacob Fleming, Laura Fleming, Chantel Holden, Mackenzie Hunt, Ethan Keeble, Grace Keane, Courtney Lang, Jasmine Law, Lily Marr, Najette McManus, Crystal Mullen, Kiralee Miller, Tammy Nelson, Tyler Fitzner, Samuel Rigg, Bryony Rollins, Elise Rollins, Georgina Sanhan-Vini, Ekina Schroeder, Olivia Sprinley, Beth Walding, Genevieve Woods, and also the orchestra, which was fantastic. Simon Denley, Julian Bridge, Sarah Glynn, Jonathan Beeks, Lloyd Grant, Michael Watkin, Emily Kate Downey, Matthew Byers, Hanal Lombard, Joel Geist, Justin Holbeck, David Hellman. And of course, the stage production team of Montana Walker, Hayden Alcorn, Amy Piper, Erin Grant, Alyssa Gavan, Scott Badger, Olivia Tinsley, Ling Ling Ma, Charles Fail, Amy Speakman, Cameron Elliott, Nathan Cohen, Kane Schroff, Stephanie Bailey, Elise Bizhenden, Isabella Gretsch, Carly Eisen, and lastly the design team, Lillian Cooper, Joy Lee, Danielle Vert, Sean Austin, Azana Blackmore, Syria Blackmore, Deanna Conlon, Daisy Cooper, Joshua Corney, Georgie Creswick, Maxine Croft, Patrin Eaton, Elise Grice, Thomas Hart, Molly Hellier, Maynan Keybard, Rebecca Law, Liam Marr, Zoe Majoskovich, Tala Reid, Elise Wood, Hayden Wood. Mr Acting Speaker, it was such a great performance. I had to name each and every one of them, and I congratulate the school on such a great performance.
Order. I thank the member for Wollondilly. Are there any private